I stand here in upstate New York in the company of these towering evergreens to add my voice to the chorus of those praising the service of Chuck Hartman. As these tall, straight, strong conifers witness, they remind me of one tall and strong man of God, a legend in the School of Business, no exaggeration, a friend to many of us.
One of the biggest things that made him so effective was the ways that he brought the material down to our level. He taught some of our harder classes, so business law, for me as an accountant, federal income tax, and then he dual taught business entities and taxation with Professor Howell. And the big thing with that is those classes are challenging, but he always had a way of bringing the material to an understanding level and giving examples that made a lot of sense to us as students.
I've seen him explain the intricacies of tort law and product liability and the tax implications of Social Security benefits and stock redemptions, and all in the context of teaching a classroom full of 20-year-olds, which takes a certain level of patience as well.
Professor Hartman also had an interesting, maybe infamous, attendance policy, whereas even if a student was present in the class, they could still be counted absent. One of my classmates fondly remembers this, even 20 years ago, that he fell asleep, unfortunately, during one of Professor Hartman's lectures, and he was counted absent.
I'm thankful I won't have to face Chuck in the back of my classroom anymore, as he writes many notes and then debriefs his observations of my teaching. Whew. In our faculty meetings, though, I consider Chuck to be the E.F. Hutton of our school, though that metaphor probably goes back too far for most, but not for you, Dr. Sturkenberg.
Dr. Hartman's business law class is the majority of the reason why I now want to go to law school. Him and Legally Blonde, quite honestly. So he may have completely shifted my entire career path without even meaning to.
Professor Hartman approached me last semester and asked if I would want to co-teach one of his tax classes with him. This was a huge joy and opportunity for me to join with him again in the classroom and to see how he approached his tax material from a legal perspective with his background and how he conveys that to the students. It's been a true joy to co-teach that class with Professor Hartman.
I know that he leads and serves so well here on campus, both in the classroom and on the various committees that he sat on in his time here at Cedarville. One of the big things that he's taught me is what it looks like to be a leader and what it looks like to be a servant. In the classroom and outside of the classroom, he was always willing to take questions, and he was also always willing to meet with you about various things.
He lived how we want our students to live, to serve, and to lead. He is so much more than a valued professor, intellectual, and law school grad. He's a friend. God's blessing on you, Chuck.
Congratulations, Dr. Hartman, on your retirement. I appreciate the way you've encouraged me through these years, both professionally and personally. Thank you for your Christian example of living your faith in your profession. I know that even in retirement, you'll continue to influence the people around you for Christ. Congratulations.
Undoubtedly, you have shown me what faithful service looks like. And Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light so shine before others, that they may see your good works and give glory to our Father who is in heaven." You have done this so well. Thank you for showing what it means to be a faithful man of God and what it means to be a man of Christ.
Thank you, Dr. Hartman, for your many years of dedication to your students and to this university as a whole. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your expertise and your sense of humor with all of us. And please enjoy your retirement, collecting as many old radios and old VCRs as you can possibly find.
However, I think we can look back on your career here at Cedarville University and we can all agree that this is a task that you have accomplished, and you've accomplished it well. To God be the glory for the energy, the effort, and the wit that you've shared with us as your students and your colleagues over all of these years of service. Thank you, Professor Hartman.